CNBC-TV18 Weekender.
Welcome back. We're still in conversation with Bharat Puri. International business has been a bit dilly-dally for Pidilite.
Our international business earlier was largely a function of opportunity.
Right.
What we are now doing is we have a very simple and clear strategy. Wherever we can replicate our India success model in markets, therefore, that are India-like, that's where our future expansion is going to be. So, for example, we are very successful in Bangladesh despite being late there. We're successful in Sri Lanka. We're successful in many countries in Africa. In my own life, having seen Africa, it's not that we suddenly aspire to change our focus. India will always be, in the Indian subcontinent will always be our core. But we will keep taking our India success model across many other markets that are akin to India, where we don't have to reinvent the wheel, but we have to reapply our success.
So 3 to 5 years from now, how much do you expect the revenue to come from the international business?
So clearly international will grow faster than the Indian business, largely because the bases are smaller. But as we speak, for example, we've just put a new factory. We're putting a new factory in Ethiopia. We're doing something in Kenya. Mm-hmm. We're expanding in both Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. So, and we're also obviously open to inorganic growth wherever we find that the opportunity is right, it meets our requirement.
Are you guys in talks with anyone right now?
You're always in talks with somebody or the other, but
anything we can hear in the next 6 months?
See, with these things, it's never done until it's done.
So you could tell us a little about your distributors and direct reach. How are you planning to grow them?
We're now pretty much in all towns which are above 50,000. Our next target is actually now within these towns, how do we increase usage? And we've got a whole set of programs. Because remember, in categories like ours, in my previous category like chocolates or sweets, if you made it available, it sells, right? You don't need to educate people what to do with the sweet.
Right.
But with waterproofing or with the Fevikwik or with Fevicol, you need to educate fellows, and therefore we've got a massive program going on across smaller towns. And from a reach perspective, we still see a lot of scope between 10 and 50,000. And that's our next port of call, which we're going forward at.
All right. Moving on then, succession planning. Where does it go from now?
We've moved from a professional family to a family of professionals. And the thing is, one of Pidilite's greatest strength actually is the family. As we are going forward, it is not, it's an and situation. The professionals and the family are going to make sure that the Pidilite of the future is far stronger than it ever has been. And therefore, we've obviously got now bright, young and high potential managers across the organization, not just at the senior levels, but right starting from the entry levels.
So at the senior level, everything is stabilized right now. You had a couple of CFO exits in the last 2 years.
You will always have some amount of turnover, but yes, at a broad level, we're very stable.
All right. On that note, let's keep sticking things together.
You slipped in a few googlies, but
you played well, given the corporate cricketer that you are.
But I think that's par for the course.
This is the experience center of Pidilite. Here we're not going to talk numbers, we're going to only listen to stories. But the first thing, Bharat, that catches my eye is this sari. What is this doing in your experience center?
See, with the Pidilite range, remember, we have products for everything.
You all make saris as well?
No, we don't make the sari. But do you know all the Zardozi work on the sari is actually put together with our glue? We have a whole set of fabric glues which actually got all the Zardozi put together across the country.
So that's quite a revelation because you've changed that industry. Zardozi was earlier needled, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, so this saves them labor, does it easily. Women take these things, put the drops, and then you can wash it as many times, no issues.
This one really catches my eye. I was at the Wagah border and I remembered only Fevikwik.
We needed something for actually the cricket. The Pandey brothers came with this. It took a lot of shooting to get it right. It also, as like all good ads, had some amount of controversy, but in the end, everybody saw the funny side.
Take us through the MCL advertising. I remember one of the ads had Baman Irani trying to tie his handkerchief to the pipe.
Yes, MCL is again, it's iconic. I mean, what changed MCL was Ek Tapakti Boond.
That ad again, yes, the 1 rupee.
The one getting wiped away.
I have read that extensively in Piyush's book.
Yes. So MCL is, again, now it is almost generic for anything that needs to stop leakages, and again has a whole range of products.
Dr. Fix-It, you have, with Dr. Fix-It, My eye goes to Dr. Bachchan out here. Tell me a couple of interesting Amitabh Bachchan stories.
We had a very good experience with him in Cadbury. We had a very successful experience, and I must tell you, it's already being repeated in Dr. Fixit. It's a pleasure working with him, and he owns the brand. In fact, as an interesting anecdote, we're now actually waterproofing his home.
Oh, you are waterproofing his house. And any insightful customer story that you have across your visits?
Oh, you know, for example, one of the visits, our sales force was coming back and saying, listen, there's a new kind of laminate that is coming, which is PVC. Now, there's a lot of PVC laminates coming in from China, so on and so forth, and the conventional adhesives don't work for that. We got to work. 3 months, we have a new product called Fevicol Pro Bond. It's one of our newest Fevicol ranges, and again, it is doing extremely well.
So most of your innovations basically come from the feedback that you get from customers.
Listening to the customer is critical at Pidilite, and everybody, doesn't matter from me downwards, everybody must keep listening to the customer.
All right, that's what it takes to be Pidilite. Talk to everyone, listen to everyone, keep your ear to the ground, and make sure you never leave the bond of all your stakeholders. Thanks a lot for joining in.
Most welcome. It's been a pleasure.
CNBC-TV18 Weekender.